Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Mega Campaign 2021. How is everybody doing? Are you into the Christmas spirit, or do you not believe in Christmas? Where do you think all the presents come from, huh? You don't think Santa's real? And today we've made it to Victoria 2, where the mighty Shang Empire shall reign supreme. Or potentially crash and burn like most nations in Victoria 2. It's really 50-50. I hope you've all been enjoying the Mega Campaign so far, and I certainly enjoyed making it. So if you have been enjoying it, feel free to hit a like down below. Hit the subscribe button to carry on the journey. There's only one more game left after this, and that's Heart of Iron 4. And I'm sure you're all very interested to see the game. But first off, I need to give a big shout out to the E4 to Vic 2 converter, because they've actually made a new feature where you convert the game actually into HPM, which is the mod I always play. And if you're new to Vic 2 and you don't know what HPM is, or GFM, or any of the other big mods, they make the game way more enjoyable and way better to play. So personally, I gotta give another big shout out to the converters. I'll leave them all linked down below, so if you guys want to go ahead and give them some love from me, please do so, because they really put a lot of work into these, and they make all of this possible. Without any further ado, shall we look at how the world has turned out? Alright, okay. The world is looking disgusting, I gotta say it. Thankfully, we are situated in Europe, but as you can see already from how it's going in Europe, it's pretty messy. Now, to actually kind of make Europe a bit less of a, well, two-power I did go ahead and release France's PUs and the puppets of them. So they have England up here, they have Denmark, and they have Catalonia down here, or Gironi for Gironi. Hey, why you gotta be such a Gironi? But either way, France is a damn powerhouse. That is for darn sure. They still have Scotland, and it looks like they're trying to reconquer Ireland already, as some wars do convert over from the past game. And then obviously we have Austria, gosh darn Austria, and Italy, which has just been torn to shreds by France and Austria. They're not looking too good. We also have Prussia and the newly formed Russian Empire, which definitely formed on its own and didn't require a few million Chinese troops to help to keep it sorted. And overall, we also have the Lusatians up here. I'm assuming these are the one German power that's still around, other than the small states that are still left from the HRE. And they also own some of Scandinavia for some reason. It makes no sense. I don't want it to make sense, okay? I don't think that's what we're gonna have to worry about. What we're gonna have to worry about is Austria, France, and Italy. It's alright. You thought Europe was bad? Well, look at North America! I don't even know where to begin. Andalusia, still around though. They've got their colony, the Oregon country up here, and we have normal Andalusia, which still owns actual land here. I have no, I don't even know what to say. It's probably the messiest Mega Campaign yet. I didn't want to clean it up too much, just because I kind of just wanted to see what would happen if we just leave it as it is. And France, again, has the colonial foothold, because they also own Castile still. They still own Castile. They're Castilling still. They also own all of the damn Pacific too. They're colonizing Indonesia, and all spoilers up there. Woo! And then, of course, we have the Empire of Shang. As you can see, we are looking pretty good. We have all of China under our Eastern Shangzhou Empire, which is our client state, and then we also have ourselves, the Empire of Shang. Obviously, if you know a lot about Victoria 2, this setup is incredibly powerful in Victoria 2. Not so much in Hoi 4, I imagine, but in Victoria 2, I have a lot of population, a lot of goods, and we're probably way too overpowered, which is why I can justify also owning all of China directly, other than the Crown lands over here, which is also a bit too much. I think this is without a doubt the most powerful we've ever been in a Mega Campaign, but also probably the most fun I've had so far in a Mega Campaign, just because it's been such a interesting game. And obviously, to our west, we have the Persians, who no longer have Persia inside of them. It's just Persia. And they're pretty big. We also have Egypt, which was, I think, Yemen. Yemen was the, only Muslim country still left from the Crusades, and they did manage to reconquest pretty much all of Arabia down here and into Egypt. So I think they just reformed into Egypt through the converter, or they might have did it in EU4, I don't know. But either way, Egypt is back. And that is all she wrote. I am very ready to get in this game, see what we can do, and try to stabilize our empire. Here we are. The empire's looking good. Economically speaking, not so good. Now, Shang is the #1 great power in the world, but that's mostly down to the fact we have a ridiculous amount of prestige at the start, and we have a high military count, which we both are going to have to delete some troops and also build an industry, because we are actually not that far ahead of the Austrians right now, who are already industrially ahead of us. We have no industry, and they have way more troops than us, which is quite scary. But hopefully we won't have to worry too much about that. And as for the rest of the GPs, we have France, Italy, Russia, Aragon, the American Empire, and Sweden. And technologically speaking, we may have fallen behind our European counterparts just a little bit. And also, not a lot of people can read here, so I think for starters, we will just avoid war for a while. Oh, budget's not looking too good, but we are gonna have to tariff our way up quite a bit here, because we are gonna spend so much money on educating these people. Oh my god, that's 1900 just to teach people to read. Now, we could reclaim the Mandate of Heaven, and that would immediately turn us into China, which we aren't going to do because we are the Empire of Shang, and also we kind of spent all of EU4 doing that anyway. Okay, first things first, we are going to reform the military. So to do that, we are going to delete pretty much all the military. I've also gone ahead and given some more power to the Chinese states by devolving them down to Shanghai, Anhui, and the Shun dynasty, just so we don't have too much land to actually mediate over here and deal with. As whilst we did spend most of our time in EU4 reclaiming our Mandate of Heaven, I think realistically the real power in the region will lead us back to India. Okay, interestingly enough, just notice Iceland is a proletarian dictatorship in 1836. Not too sure how that one converted over. Oh yeah, I forgot, we're allied to the Russians, aren't we? What are you calling? I do not really want to go to war right now, Russia. And also, who art thou at war with exactly? Just the Prussians. Okay. I don't know if I want to do this. You know, I'll say yes for now, Russia, but this is your last one. I'm not helping past this. Unsurprising, a lot of our population is leaving for the New World, so they are going to be incredibly powerful, and they'll keep leaving until we really do some reforms over here to make them want to stay. Economically speaking, don't expect any money to be made for a while. It's going to be pretty bad down here. Looks like we've got a rebellion in the Shun dynasty, our little vassal we put up over there, but realistically there's nothing we can do. We're barely holding on monetarily, and I cannot afford to fight a war right now, so I'll catch you in a minute. So we've got enough for a reform, and we need to do a lot of reforms. Like, for #1, we still have slavery in the country, which is not cool. But first off, what we're gonna have to do is get a school system, get rid of child labor, so we can actually get some people reading over here. People in Shang ain't gonna make me no money if they can't read. Oh god, there's 3 people creating machine parts right now: Trieste, Galway, and Australia. And they are, they're in demand, okay? So after finally getting all our bureaucrats in our provinces all the way up to 100% in most places, we are now making money, and we are somewhat stable. Not a lot of people leaving anymore, which is the main thing, because we're gonna need you to work in the factories. Although occasionally the money does go like that, but we are making money for the most part, okay? We are getting quite a few revolts, but nothing too crazy, especially compared to Europe, which is under constant revolt. Right now, Prussia is completely occupied by Russian patriots, and the Austrians, well, the Czechs just broke free from them, and Italy, Serbia, things aren't looking stable at all over here. Oh, except England, which has broke free from France because it's a great power and has invaded Ireland. Okay, even in bizarro old history world, you still just have to mess about in Ireland, don't you, England? Unsurprisingly, one of the most stable places in the world right now is the New World, and that's probably because they can't figure out how the hell to get around it. The borders are so confusing. Oh god, the HRE itself just broke free from Prussia. I don't know what to make of that one. Oh, they got They got a lot of core territory there. Okay. Sure thing, buddy, sure thing. We've got even more instability going on in China as our actual eastern half of our empire has just revolted. I think for now, though, we're not that interested. Though Empire in the West is all that matters. Although, the least we can do is to strike and take control of the precious resources. A very, very important mine over here in Kunming that will make us a lot of money. God, dude, one damn war, and they see their opportunity like vultures. So, whilst our ambitions in China are no longer, I think it's very important that we keep Eastern Shangzhou still weak. So we have taken control tactically of the precious material. Can't have these guys getting too powerful while we sit on the side there, but for now I think we'll just leave them to it. We shouldn't have to worry too much. And for the first time in a while, we're actually getting ourselves some positive population. No one wants to just leave our country. I mean, they are still leaving, just not as many as before. It's great here. We got factories now, we got rid of slavery, we've got a province mining gold. Come on. Oh god, yeah, the Austrians are just falling apart heavily. There goes Congress Poland. Now, they don't even have a military and they are mobilized, but we'll see if the Austrians can retake this land. Oh, now that we're stable, people have jobs, we are going to rebuild the military finally, because these revolts, when they happen, my armies have to go so far apart that it's, we're very spread thin. It's not two poggers, as you children would say. Okay, hurrah. I'm gonna be real with you. No, I'm not going over to Ethiopia right now. I think Aragon just reformed into Catalonia, which is interesting. I don't know if they get much. Oh, they do actually still have their cause, so they could fight back for Spain at some point. We'll see. France isn't exactly in the best position right now. They've got their own revolts to deal with. Oh god, I think the HRE's just got bigger. That definitely looks like it's getting bigger. I don't even know how I'm gonna deal with this or what's gonna come from this, but Prussia, get your stuff together! Oh, looks like the Austrians are trying to reconquer their Czech land, but they are going up against Lusatia, which is the only big German power still left that isn't Austria. Yeah, it would be a shame if someone was to give them 67 pounds a day. Just not a big fan of big Austria. We got the fourth war of Chinese reunification right now. There's actually a big power in Shanghai that is eating up a bit of the Chinese land over here, and look at them go. My god, they actually won. And I think Lusatia just got bigger, and the Czechs returned, well, I shouldn't say returned, they just reformed into Czechoslovakia, which means they get more cores on Austria, which I like. Someone say, fifth war of Chinese reunification? Shanghai is popping off and I love it. Oh, we got ourselves a big war going on in Europe right now. We got the Austrian liberation of French Württemberg, and that is looking pretty menacing. Interesting alliance too. Got the Austrians and Russians in the Sudetenland against France, and I'm assuming all of its little territories it holds. Oh, just sure something from hell just spawned over here. Yeah, that's the British Empire. I guess they sniped the little lowlands there when France was at war, and now we got the British Empire, which is interesting, I suppose. Just it's just not much of an empire, really. Guess everyone's beating up the French right now then, because the Italians are trying to get some land back, but they got 88 troops, they got 181. We'll see if they can pull it off, eh? Sure, a couple pennies in your pocket might help. Oh, they actually managed to pull it off. Now Italy doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks horrendous still, but it doesn't look too bad. Oh, and the Prussians are beating up the Lusatians, who have no military. Do they lose their army to the Prussians? How did the Prussians come back? Oh god, every time I look back, it just gets worse. What are you doing over here, America? You know, as a fellow Shang, I gotta say, Shanghai, I like the way you're doing things, so I'm gonna try to get you in my sphere. Oh wait, never mind, we're never getting them in our sphere. Their population is way too big. Oh, we'll see what becomes of you, eh? No, I think to secure our influence and trade with the West, we have decided to put some money down for a cool little canal. And I do have quite the stockpile of money, so might as well spend it. Oh god, there's just a constant state of warfare going on in Europe for the most part, as everyone is trying to sort the borders out. Don't make Shang come over there. We've had quite the history of warfare. Well, for the past 50 years, we've just been shooting ourselves trying to stabilize this mess. Oh my god, Shanghai. Shanghai is going wild. Should I be worried? Oh no. You're really embracing your Shang there, Shanghai. I'm not too sure if I like it. Oh well, looks like Malaysia is making a break for freedom from us, which aggression! I think this is part of the converter that makes it so colonies try to break away from their overlords. So yeah, I'll try and put down the Malaysians. Yeah, it's not gonna be too hard, don't worry about it. That's the Malaysians dealt with. Now it's back to our regularly scheduled program of another militant socialist revolt. Shout out Italy, they are looking like Italy, just gonna crank my neck all the way. Time I come back here, the damn Czechoslovakians are just in a whole different position every time. What is this one? France is falling apart. Well, the French monarchy is no more. The Republic shall live long, I imagine. But this is France we're talking about. It'll probably come next week. Oh, yeah, you know, I said about it lasted forever. Well, proletarian dictatorship France now. Well, that's a very interesting American Civil War. We have the Free States of America, probably fed up with the whole empire part of America. But they're also only limited up to here, in the New England area, which I don't think they're gonna win. Oh god, what the hell have I signed up for here? I gotta help my fellow Shang, I suppose. I think it's time we stick our nose into European politics. Turn all states with core provinces to the Holy Roman Empire. Why not? Our first aggressive expansion into Europe, although it's not us actually expanding into Europe, also our influence. Looks like the only resistance we'll be seeing today is the Austrian people themselves that have rose up to take Vienna, but I'm gonna have to get you guys to leave. Everywhere we go, we soon be hearing about this new communism thing, even though it's not that new. It was invented in like 1812 by a bunch of Icelandic people, but I don't like it. I don't know what this is gonna create, but it's probably better than whatever is Europe right now. There it goes. No longer Austria, just the HRE. Just like that, Austria is no more. Now, I'm not hoping that the HRE becomes some sort of power, but I am hoping it's even more unstable than Austria, and well, it explodes. Very interesting. The American Empire's not doing too well right now. I've noticed that the new American alliance has formed in the middle over here, and New England has popped back out. So yeah, the American Empire is not looking too fresh. And also California has formed. Who exactly formed you guys? The Scottish formed you. Oh no. That doesn't seem too right. I think I think that might be broken. Oh, mamma mia, it's a modern day renaissance. It keeps going up. Yeah, I found the culprit. I think they're trying to create Romania or Yugoslavia. It gives you a whole bunch of prestige, and also, yep, it's the Romania one. It gives you a lot of infamy. Okay, Italy. There we go, I just had to dab out, quickly fix that before it went catastrophic. I removed the decision and fixed their infamy and prestige problems. By the way, they were up to like 700 in infamy. You know this was messed up when you see Colombia being a great power. I ain't even sure how, other than apparently your military score, Colombia. Alright, that's whatever. Okay, Colombia sus. Yeah, I'm not too sure if we were gonna get a world war in this game, considering everyone else but me is so damn weak. Hey, look, Spain did form though. That's kind of cool, right? Right? The cursed thing about that is Spain formed, but Castile still living down here in exile in South Africa. I just said about there not being a great war. Well, there's now potential for there to be a great war over something in America. Don't worry, I have Colombia. Oh my god, this is no. Oh, I guess someone in the first Great War had a truce with someone else, because we just immediately pieced out of the Great War. Should I be grateful? that the Great War was averted? I don't know. Scratch any European affairs, I just realized that Shanghai is communist. I have idly left my eyes onto Europe and not been paying attention to my own backyard where Shanghai has formed the CCP. Oh my god, look at them. This might be a problem. Eastern Shang is definitely no more, and it has been replaced by a communist parasite. And there's only one thing we can do here. Oh, the fighting is definitely bloody and definitely on our side, but still, this is a lot of troops to deal with. Gosh, 200,000 people just died on their side in that battle. Yeesh. There's another 500,000 in 2 more battles. Oh, okay, this is getting a bit out of hand. Fortunately, we are gonna have to piece the hell out and get out of here, because that ended up pretty badly. Did take a couple promises, but for what it's worth, they threw the horde at me then. That was monstrous. They just went straight up to second grade power, which is, oh, that's kind of scary. I was busy dealing with this, that I failed to see this one. I don't want to know. We've hit 1915, and I am very certain that there is not going to be any wars anytime soon that will turn into a great war. I'm pretty sure we've done enough as well, considering the disparity between our great power statuses here. It's quite huge. Before we leave off the mega campaign, we're going to do a wee bit of expansion. Not a lot of places left to conquer in the world. All these nations down here have mostly turned civilized, so it's not really worth doing anymore. But the Philippines broke free from France, so I thought I'd hop on there. And also, no one colonized Madagascar, so I guess I'm here too. Wait a second, something interesting's going on in here. I think the HRE might just get dismantled. And I just got called into a war of the liberation of Okay, sure, why not? Okay, let's do it. It's definitely the worst place we could have got involved in. I realized these guys were also still uncivilized, so I guess I'm going in here too. Thankfully, everything looks like we're fine over here. It's just mobilized troops now, so we should be able to beat them back. I've destroyed so many armies, but they just keep bringing more and more troops. But I think I've beaten them back. Just another 60,000 appear out of nowhere. Stop piecing out their allies. This will probably make it a little bit more bearable. They pieced out California, which means we only have Yucatan in the war now, which just unsiege their entire country. The counter-offensive begins. Wait, how am I still at war with California, though? Was it just America? Oh, America separate pieced out of the war. Okay, that makes sense. Well, don't worry, I'm still fighting the good fight. Oh, that was actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. And America's kind of looking better. Still looking pretty bad. I'm also still at war with these guys down here, trying to carve out my own South American colony. There you go. That is cursed. Oh, I also did not check out the HR. No. I'm just not gonna look at it. So I guess after the major defeat, it just exploded. Germany is just never gonna be a thing, is it? Oh, 1920, and I think realistically, this is probably where we should end it for Victoria 2 after the great piece of Europe. Great piece of something, alright. The Empire of Shang did not do too much expanding in Victoria 2. We did take some securing points in China, which was for the best considering the monster that has been spawned from it. And we did a little bit of colonizing in the Philippines, which is now our little puppet state down here. We didn't get involved in Africa too much, except Madagascar, which is also our puppet. And then at the very end, we made a presence in South America just so we could help our allies, the Kingdom of America, which really did not do too well this game. What exactly is going to go on Hoi 4? I have no idea, though. We'll have to clean up a bit of the mess, just because having a Bulgaria inside of the HRE, that's never, it's terrible. And we'll try to make a interesting scenario for a world war, considering we haven't had a world war. It's just everyone's been way too unstable in the world but me. As you can see from the world powers right now, we have me, then Italy, Shanghai, which came out of nowhere and is rapidly going up the ranks. We have Brazil, Russia, British Empire, Lusatia, and then Peru for some reason. Yep, the world for sure has been incredibly unstable, but maybe it's all gonna boil over in Hoi 4 and we're finally gonna get the world war that we really need to just clear up the world. And yeah, what that becomes of Europe, I'm not too sure, but it's gonna be messy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the mega campaign. I'm very, very looking forward to seeing what comes of Hoi 4 in this, because oh lord, it's gonna be crazy.